we filed an emergency restraining order on behalf of our daughter. And once you do that, then you have to go back to court and you have to prove that you need the restraining order. And so for that, we needed a lawyer. So a friend of ours at the sheriff's office had recommended Mr. Fitzpatrick. And in fact, he called Mr. Fitzpatrick and I think told him a little bit of our story. And Mr. Fitzpatrick reached out to our family, talked with my husband and myself. The first time that we spoke with him was just over the phone, but you could tell immediately that he truly cared about what was going on with our family and that he wanted to help us in any way he could. So I think every parent's worst nightmare is that their kid will fall in with the wrong crowd, or that their kid will just completely deter from how they have been raised. Well, for us, our daughter fell in love with the wrong guy. And not only was he just not a good guy, he ended up being very dangerous. My husband and I were realizing that this relationship was going in a direction that was not good for her, and deciding that as parents, we were going to intervene, and we ended the relationship. Over the summer, the boy, who she was no longer allowed to see or talk to, was able to continue to get in touch with her, as she had him saved under a different name in her phone. And they devised quite a little plan to try to get her away from us. He did not want her around us anymore. And so in order for him to do that, he decided that it was best if he got in touch with social services and made up a bunch of lies about our family and told them that we were abusive, which started a whole investigation. They never ended up taking our daughter away from us, not even when they first came to visit, because I think they realized that there was something going on here more than that had nothing to do with us abusing her. And at our last meeting at the courthouse, it was determined that we needed to come to some kind of agreement with this other boy's family, and so that we could both move on and go our separate ways. But at that meeting, he took my daughter into a room and talked with her as a dad and as a pastor and as a mentor, not as a lawyer. He spoke truth to her, and I think it was a big wake-up call for her. Things didn't change immediately for her, but the words that he spoke to her just continued to just sink in. And by the end of that meeting, the parents of this boy had agreed that they would keep him away from her. They were taking him to another state. And we were able to start piecing back our life a little bit with our daughter. Throughout that time, even after the case was over, Mr. Fitzpatrick has reached out to us just to check on her, just to see how she's doing. She went from someone who I thought in 2019 would never even go to college or think about it, to she got an academic scholarship, and we are headed to take her to college next week. If there's anybody out there who is experiencing any situation even close to what we went through, Mr. Fitzpatrick, I recommend him 1,000%. I have told everybody I know about him, hoping that nobody needs a lawyer, but if they do, he is more than a lawyer. He is a kind man. He is a just man. He's an honest man, and he's going to do the right thing, and he did the right thing for our family. He stood up for us when we didn't feel like we had anybody to stand with, and he just walked us through the most horrible thing we've ever experienced, and I hope we never experience anything like that again.